was all that came out of Rainbow's mouth. She didn't realize she hadn't used her voice in at least 3 to 4 days, other than the scarce hello to Tank. It took her a few tries to find her voice, but eventually she called down to her friend.
"Hey, AJ, what's up?"
"Well, you tell me," Applejack replied with the same concerned look. "I haven't seen y'all in a week, nor even in the skies clearing the clouds. Y'all been all right, Sugar Cube?" Rainbow Dash almost visibly slumped.
"Yeah, I'm fine."
Rainbow didn't even know why she attempted to lie to Applejack. It simply never worked, especially considering that there was a small crack audible in her answer. And as expected, Applejack narrowed her eyes and replied, "Why don't y'all come down here, Rainbow?" Rainbow Dash sighed as her head withdrew from the window. She couldn't hide from Applejack any more, nor did she have the strength to simply fly away. Twilight had once said something about a pony at rest tends to stay at rest, or something like that. Dash had certainly been a pony at rest, not having even stretched her wings for 4 days. She walked out her front door and stumbled to the edge of the clouds that her home rested upon. The ground seemed like miles and miles away. How could she be wary of a simple descent that she had performed daily? Rainbow Dash was not afraid of the ground below, even if the distance was causing her stomach to turn. Rainbow slowly stretched her wings, which ached from the sudden lack of use. She didn't leap gracefully from the cloud as usual, but simply let herself fall, wings spread. On the way down, her wings slowed her descent until her eyes subconsciously gazed on the orange earth pony below. Suddenly her cheeks grew very hot, and she didn't notice her wings had locked tight against her sides until the ground was a foot from her face. The impact took the breath from Rainbow's lungs. She only hit the ground at half speed, but that didn't negate the pain. She knew that she would be all right, just a bruised shoulder and a shaken sense of pride. Dash heard the rapidly approaching hoofsteps of her friend, wincing with every thump.
"Rainbow, y'all all right?"
asked Applejack with an air of panic. Dash simply waved a hoof, slowly standing up to face her friend.
"Yeah, I'm fine,"
said Rainbow, slower than she intended, unable to hide the exhaustion in her voice. Applejack's large green eyes darted all around Dash's tired face, mostly gazing at the heavy bags under the Pegasus's eyes.
"Rainbow, what happened to y'all? Y'all look like y'all slept in a mud. Is that why y'all crashed?"
The worried tone in Applejack's ascended voice was heavenly to Rainbow's ears. She just wanted to hear her voice even more, and then realized she needed to reply. What did she say? Dash couldn't lie to her friend again. Suddenly, that wasn't her only problem. Rainbow swayed a little, her eyes half open and unfocused. She attempted to mindlessly count the many red dots in her vision.
"Rainbow!" "Huh? What? What's wrong with y'all, girl?"
Applejack prodded with the volume in her voice. Rainbow shook her head, her mane growing messier than it already was.
"Nothing. I've just been really busy,"
she replied, subconsciously lying again.
"I guess I lost a little bit of sleep 'cause of it."
"Rainbow Dash," started Applejack, placing a heavy amount of emphasis on the name. "You look like you're gonna faint. Have y'all been eating or sleeping or anything?"
"A little. No, I guess not,"
said Dash, not wanting to lie any more. She couldn't look the farmer in the eye, not without her heart threatening to explode out of her chest. Just hearing the voice was painful. Her smooth farm pony accent wafted through the Pegasus's brain like a lightly scented breeze, calming her exhausted mind, which had been strained far past capacity in the last 4 days.
"Well, why the hey not?"
the orange earth pony asked quietly, her eyes solemn and caring. It made Dash want to melt. She did something similar, however. All she remembered was her vision fading and the slight sense of falling.
"Dash? Dash!"
called a voice on the edge of Rainbow's consciousness. Her eyes flickered open to find Applejack's face over hers. The Cyan Pegasus' eyes flew open as she found her weight being supported by her friend's forehoofs.
"Whoa, AJ, what are you doing?"
she asked, feeling her face grow hot again. The orange mare sighed with relief and helped her friend into the sitting position.
"Thanks Celestia, y'all woke up so quick,"
said Applejack, sighing with a smile.
"Y'all took to falling and passing out like that, just like I said y'all would."
Oh, that made sense. But judging by her friend's expression and the position of the sun, she had only been out for a few minutes at the most. Rainbow shook her head a few times, trying her best to rid her vision of those meddlesome red dots.
Rainbow, y'all need to get some food, some water, and sleep. Come on now, I'll take y'all to the farm and get you all that.
Huh? No, AJ, I'm fine. I'll just eat later.
This time anger arose in Applejack's voice. Rainbow Dash! Y'all just passed out after crashing from a fall that you do every day. Rainbow felt her pride quiver at those last two words. Something's going on you're not telling me. Now I respect your privacy, Rainbow. We all got our secrets and that's just fine. But if y'all don't get some nourishment and rest in y'all right now, y'all gonna end up in the hospital again. How many more times can y'all afford that? None in the foreseeable future, thought Dash. Slowly, Rainbow realized her friend was right. Even if her stomach rejected it again, she desperately needed food and water, now. Tank had that in his bowl. He would be fine for at least a day or two.
Okay,
she finally said, putting her pride aside.
Okay, AJ. I'll go with you.
Applejack sighed in relief, closing her eyes and smiling. Thank you, Sugar Cube. Just let your old pal AJ take care of you, said Applejack. Old pal. Friend. That tightened the vice on Dash's heart. The Scion Pegasus sighed inaudibly as Applejack turned to lead her back to the farm, which thankfully was only so far away. By the time they reached the front porch of Applejack's barn, Rainbow Dash couldn't see any more. Her vision blurred from the spinning in her mind. Sugar Cube, y'all gonna make it? Asked the farm pony, placing a hoof on the Pegasus's shoulder. Dash's senses suddenly flashed back to her at the touch, causing her wings to flutter.
Let's just get inside and sit. I can't stand up much longer,
Dash admitted, ignoring her damaged pride. She'd be the same old Dash when she ate and slept. She'd be still hopelessly in love with the mare that was taking care of her. This was going to be a heart-wrenching day. The two friends stepped inside the Apple family home. The front door led to the dining room, and Dash sighed in relief as she slumped into a chair, laying her forehooves and her head across the table. Her wings lay limp at her sides, their tips touching the old wooden floor. She closed her eyes and tried to relax. She ignored whatever the farm pony was doing until the sweet scent of something warm and definitely apple-related wafted into her nose. Eat this, Rainbow, but slowly, said Applejack softly. Y'all don't want to overdo it now. Rainbow opened her eyes slower than Tank could walk to find 2 apple turnovers on a plate next to a tall glass of water. She tried to pick her head and shoulders up, but couldn't find the strength.
Come on, Dash,
she urged herself. Applejack only gave a small smile as she placed the straw she'd prepared into the glass of water. Here you go, Sugar. Drink this first, she said in a warm, almost motherly tone. Rainbow looked up at her with bloodshot eyes. Applejack cringed at the pitiful look upon her normally strong and independent friend. Dash sighed, and brought her lips to the straw, sipping the drink down merrily. Y'all don't have to tell me what's going on, Rainbow, said Applejack once the Pegasus was almost done with her breakfast. But I want y'all to know it's all right. Y'all can tell me anything that's troubling you. Rainbow Dash froze, with bits of pastry still in her mouth. The treats in the water had helped quite a bit, but they didn't do much to distract her from the mare sitting across the table, giving her a warm, sincere look of concern. That look made Rainbow shiver visibly.
I can't,
she said, in little more than a whisper. What's that, Fluttershy? Asked Applejack jokingly.
I just can't, Applejack.
Dash spoke louder this time, her voice cracking at the heightened volume. Applejack shifted oddly. Rainbow almost never called the farm pony by her full name. Whatever was on her mind was seriously troubling her, but Applejack realized she was still keeping the secret, even in her current state, so it must have been important to keep as such. So she simply let the starving Pegasus eat until she was done, 2 pastries and 3 glasses of water later. Rainbow Dash finally picked herself up off the table, her shrunken stomach already full, making her eyelids even heavier. Applejack walked over to her side and nosed her in the direction of an open door down the hall. She followed her friend's lead, only half awake. Somewhere in front of her was a plush mattress she fell onto. Somewhere she heard Applejack say, "Get to bed, Rainbow, and sleep as long as you'll like." Nothing more was heard as Rainbow felt herself instantly fall out of consciousness.